Hey guys, so today for our summer interview series, I'm really excited about this girl today. Mandi is a great friend, and we finally got to hang out earlier this year on the cruise. It was super fun. It's always fun to get connected with people through social media, but then to meet them in real life and hang out because you've already become great friends. Mandi is just finishing up a dentist appointment, so she will be here in just a few minutes. But for now, let me just see here. All right. For now, I'm going to give a brief overview on what is integrated living. I had some people asking yesterday, about what does that actually mean? And so when we're talking about integrated living, we're talking about living a life that keeps the main things and marrying that with your passion. So you're doing something you love, but you're doing it in a way that really works for you, right? So a lot of times it entails time flexibility, freedom of making decisions on what's most important, lots of flexibility, and really just doing something that lights you up, and doing it in a way that feels good for you. I think a lot of times, success can be defined in much different ways, and it doesn't always feel good. I mean, to the world, we can be extremely successful, but it doesn't feel good for us because we are sacrificing some of the most important parts of who we are in order to create that success. Maybe we're working a ton of hours, or the stresses of our job, even though we love it, maybe it is not doing well for our health, and the stress of that can start to affect everything, especially health. And so when we're talking about integrated living, we're talking about living a life that really works for us and for keeping the main things. It's about living a life that what we do is not the most important thing in our life, even though it's something we're passionate about, but it does allow us to do the things that are most important in our life. And I think that's super important to differentiate that. For if you've been following me, I've been getting into Enneagrams and numbers and all of that. And it's so funny because I'm really getting to know myself better and how I tick, and I'm an achiever. I like things to be perfect. I like to be successful at what I do, and these are all good things, but they're not good things when that's all that it's about, right? So I struggle with thinking that people can only love me when I'm successful and I do a good job, and people can't love me for just who I am, right? Which I know these aren't true, but this is something that I am becoming more self-aware with in myself. That makes sense. Self-aware with in myself, same thing. Anyway, and so I can see these tendencies start to come out. Anyway, so Mandi says she is ready to come on. Let's see. So just hop on here. Once she hops on here, here, let's see. Let's see if I can. I already sent it to her. Okay. Guys, if we have the same issue today that we had yesterday, we're going to hop on Zoom and it's going to be a downloadable, or I'm going to download it, upload it to YouTube, and we'll get a link that way. If that's the case, then we'll just go with it. I've learned with Facebook Live, it's a great tool. It doesn't always work perfectly. So let's see. I'm just texting Mandi here to hop on the live. Oh, yay. Okay, awesome. It's going to work today. Oh, where'd it go? There you are. Yay, I'm super excited. I'm super excited that this is working today, guys. It hasn't been working the greatest the last couple days. Yay! Hey, Mandi.
Hey.
How are
Can
you?
you hear me?
I can totally hear you great.
Awesome. Can you hear all the vehicles driving by?
Not the vehicles, really. It's a little windy, but not bad. So you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do it. This is how we do life, right? Life on our own terms. That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, exactly.
So first of all, Mandy, thank you for joining me today. I know your schedule's a little crazy, but you're here. We're both here. We're good. I would love for you to give yourself a little intro. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us, what is your favorite thing you've done this year?
Um, this year, well, the cruise was pretty high up there, I have to say. It was pretty amazing. I've never been on a warm vacation like that. I mean, aside from Vegas, but like a beach vacation. So it was amazing to do the relaxing, like shack with family and friends and make new connections and stuff like that. That's one of my favorite. But with my kids, I mean, we've been camping this year, so that's pretty
Oh,
awesome.
fun.
We love camping.
So tell us, because you live somewhere else, not close to me right now. We're actually really far apart right now. Tell me
Yeah.
where you live. Tell me about your kids, your husband, like a little bit about that.
We live in Manitoba. We're actually rural Manitoba, so most people may have heard of Winnipeg, but we're actually like an hour and a half away from Winnipeg, and there's not a lot of large towns or towns period where we live. So my husband is also a full-time paramedic. I have 3 kids. They're 6, 4, and 2, and the oldest one just graduated kindergarten yesterday. So we're heading
Oh,
out
exciting.
soon. Actually, we're going for the weekend and skipping Friday school.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, let's just get into it. What is your profession by trade, and what really took you down that path?
I am a paramedic, and I've been working as a paramedic since 2007, I believe. I got my first job. So, yeah, I worked full time until actually the last year and a bit. I worked full time, and then after having kids, we decided to switch gears again because 2 parents on shift work is not the most conducive to a family lifestyle. So, I work a quarter time position right now, and then kind of just pick up whenever it works out for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think really led you to that profession? What was the aspect of being an EMT, a paramedic, that really drew you in?
When I was a kid, it was something I'd always held in high regard. Like I was just amazed. Sirens were cool, and firefighters and police officers, all of that was awesome. But I just had this respect for paramedics and what they did, and I like when I got into it, the medicine is something that really appealed to me. I loved like A&P and taking all that in school. That was one of the things that was very interesting to me. So
Awesome.
yeah, when I decided it was finally time, I was in my early 20s, I guess, but it was a couple-year process to actually get into school and to complete the training and find a job after that. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a
that.
lot of hard work.
Yeah, it was. When I was getting involved, you actually had to work for the city of Winnipeg. You had to be a firefighter as well as a paramedic. So I actually wound up doing the training for firefighter as well.
Which I know I've heard from some other people. It's pretty intense, like physically, mentally.
When I was applying, it was hard to get in. There was about 600 applicants, and I think they took something like 45 or something out of the 600 applicants. So
you go,
yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
That's something to be super proud of. Yeah, totally. So tell me, what did you love about your job, and what did you not love so much? Like, what frustrated you about it?
I love helping people, and that's something that I've really realized in the last couple of years. That's what I was put on this earth to do, I'm pretty sure. So that was awesome.
And you're great at it.
Thank you. The team aspect of it is something that I really like too. If there was something major happening, the way everybody pulls together, I love that. Like that's, for me, I grew up on a farm too, so I actually compare that a lot. Like harvest season or whatever, you're scrambling to get everything done, and everybody works like crazy for a short period of time, and then you can all sit and relax and just be proud of the work you've done. I find that very similar in EMS. So
that's so true. I know. I love that we share that growing up on a farm aspect. I think it like totally gives you a different dimension to your character that not everyone gets to experience. I think it's such a blessing, right?
Totally.
To have to work hard, right? To make anything happen.
To have our kids, I mean, we don't have a farm, we have an acreage, but our neighbors are grain farmers, so our kids are constantly going for tractor rides and the oldest one likes to go sit on the combine for hours with them. So it's
That's
pretty
awesome. Well, like I said, I'm in California right now, so nobody has acreage, like at all. So that is a huge blessing right there. Yes. So, you talked about, your husband is still a paramedic, right? Full time.
Yeah.
And you've shared with me personally that his schedule is kind of all over the place. It's not real consistent. So when you were in that, and even for your husband now, how does that impact your time, your health, and your priorities for your experience and now your experience with your husband doing the same thing?
Well, his schedule right now, he's gone for 4 straight days. He doesn't come
Oh,
home in
wow.
between. I'm kind of on my own with the kids for that time.
Is that pretty
We
typical?
no, not our system is kind of behind the times a little bit.
Oh,
He does on call, but most of the other stations in Manitoba don't have that anymore. So it's something that they're moving to get rid of, and we hear rumors that it's going to happen sooner than later where we work, but we'll see
okay.
how that goes. But it's just like family life wise, it's not great to miss things. I personally would not be interested in working full time and missing birthdays, Christmas, and that kind of thing.
Mm,
So that's been one of our biggest struggles lately. Like we also live a half an hour away from where we work, so we
mm,
don't even really get to see him unless we are traveling out to go see him. Which I mean, we do occasionally, but it's not. He might not be there. He might get called out or whatever. So
sure.
we were thinking on the idea of actually moving that way, just to make the family life a little bit more. Um, I don't know, to make it flow better. I think is the what I'm
Sure.
looking for. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And in your health too, I know you shared this with me on the cruise. You had some issues with your back. Is that right? From
Yeah. Most paramedics do.
oh,
Most of the
okay.
ones who work now they have these really awesome stretchers that you just press the button and they lift up and down. But when I started, they
Wow.
didn't have them. I mean, carrying people in and out of houses, that takes some physical toll. But I
Right.
also, with my job, I was battling PTSD. The lifestyle that you lead in shift work is just not great either. I like we're on the go constantly, and even now, I really try to make a point to like get in a healthy meal and take my supplements and stuff like that. And I like thank God for snack bars and meal bars because I don't know what I'd do. This is where I would be probably because that's how it used to be.
There you go. Hey, there's a time and a place for that too. Totally get it.
Yeah, I know. But my problem was I was doing it all the time, and so I wound up
Sure.
well over 200 pounds after my kids were born, and just felt like crap. So enter
Mm.
Shackley to my life, thank goodness.
Yeah, well, shifting gears a little bit. So what happened there? How did you make that shift? Because I know this is something I've been learning about medical professionals is your love for helping people often supersedes your helping yourself in your health and serving. So how did that shift start where you were starting to, you weren't comfortable with where you were, how you felt like crap, you said, your words. What happened there? What did that look like?
Well, I was on mat leave. I just had my third child, and I struggled after he was born. I struggled with so many different things, and I actually wound up having a heart issue happen, and it
That's
was kind
right.
of a wake up call for me. And my husband was the one who was like, "You need to get more of those vitamins. You need to get that strip that you need to take all the time." So I did, and then he said, "Well, why don't you start a business with that?" Because I'd done some direct sales in the past, and
Sure.
we just we always kept coming back to Shackley and the vitamins and all that kind of stuff. So I said, you know what, you're right. I should probably do it. So that's yeah. I mean, I was just at a point where I was just not happy. I was overweight. I was exhausted, and I mean, I had 3 kids, but
Right.
I shouldn't have been in the condition that I was in. So yeah, when I got involved with Shackley, it actually never even occurred to me to change my health. I was just like, all right, let's see what I'm gonna do. I'd use the cleaners and I'd use the vitamin strips, and then somebody said, oh, I'm gonna try the weight loss program. I'm like, oh, I should do that too.
Oh, that's great.
So I did.
I think this is why we're friends. You and I are so easygoing. Like we just totally are like, oh yeah,
So
that's a great idea, right?
I'm still chicken to do the cleanse though. That's coming in the next week or two, but I keep finding excuses to put it off. I've seen you do it
Girl,
a
do
couple of
it.
times very successfully, so it's definitely up on my list. But I need to prep and I need to be in the right mindset. So
Well, I will tell
um,
you, you can totally do it. The first few days are kind of hard, but then after that, like you start to feel good and then
yeah,
great. And then like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing, right?
everyone
You can
raves
do it.
about it. I'm so intimidated by it, so I think once I get there, I get started, I'll be fine.
Well, and it's never perfect. I mean, even when I've done it, the first few days it's scrambling, like, what am I supposed to do again? And I feel like I'm just eating all day because I don't know.
And
And then you get into a
have
groove.
the
What?
willpower to not grab.
Yes, yes. I will say our family's meals changes a little bit during the cleanse just because I kind of shift that for them too. But my husband doesn't like vegetables, so it doesn't change that much for them. Honey, I'm
Yeah,
with you right now.
that's in my house too.
So, what does your life look like now, Mandy? Like with your time, with your health, with your priorities? What does it look like on a day to day?
I prioritize health. I prioritize nutrition. I prioritize exercise. I told you I was just at the dentist. That's something that I didn't do that for 8 years. That's kind of
Oh, wow.
embarrassing to say. I didn't have my teeth cleaned for so long, and my dentist just actually finished complimenting me on how great my smile is. So
Oh, that's
that made me
amazing.
feel
It
really
is.
good after not looking after things for a while. Um, but we eat a healthy breakfast. Like there's smoothies every morning getting made in our house, and the kids like them too. And we all take our vitamins, and then we're outside almost all day, every day, as much as we can be. I
That's
try to
amazing.
run. I'm trying to run like at least 5K 4 to 5 times a week. I think
There.
what for
She's making
me,
fairies over here. Play-Doh fairies.
what has changed for me is that like I've let go of the guilt, and um, I've realized that life is too short to not look after yourself. Like I love my job and I love what I do for well, it's not even a living anymore. I'm only part time, but I love what I do. But I'm not willing to sacrifice my life and my health for a job. So
Mm.
as much as I love what I do, there's some negatives that come with it as well. So I'm kind of still in the midst of trying to find a balance there, but
Mm-hmm.
that's why my business here has been such a perfect fit in my life, because it enables me. It actually forces me to keep looking after myself because I need to be able to walk the walk, right?
Right? Yep, I totally. Right. We are our own best customer and like the billboard for, right? Advertising.
Absolutely.
That's so
Yeah.
true. So, what advice would you give to just people listening? Maybe they're in the same line of work that you still do part time, or maybe they're just not making their health a priority because they're making everyone else's health a priority. What advice would you give to them?
Uh, Stop doing that. For people who might be looking for a different job perspective, I find your passion. That's the biggest thing. Like if I wasn't passionate about what I do, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm one of those people that needs to be happy, and I don't care if it's not making me $100,000 a year. I need to be happy. So
Mm.
now being happy means being healthy as well, and people need to realize that that's a very important part of your life, because if you use your body, you only get one.
That's
So
right.
look at,
Yep.
yeah, life is too short.
That is so very true. I know I just read something about, we invest all this time and money and everything else and other people, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But we only have one body, one health, and we get to choose how we spend it, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
powerful. So powerful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share, say, or anything, Mandy?
You know what? I think that I pretty much covered it. I can't stress enough how important it is, like, to be happy and to be healthy and to just live your life and do what you want to do.
That's right. It's so true. Well, thank you so much, Mandy. This has been great. Thank you for your roadside interview here.
No problem.
All right. Well, I will wrap it up here and you enjoy the rest of your day, Mandy.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Mandy. Bye.
Bye.
Wasn't that amazing, you guys? Yeah, Mandy, I just love her. Her and I are so much alike. I really love what she said there about find your passion and pursue it. And it doesn't have to be the success that the rest of the world defines as success. It just needs to be success defined by you. And something, that's super important is making your health a priority. I know I'm like that too. For a long time, I thought that loving everyone else meant sacrificing my own health and my own priorities. But you can't serve other people and help other people if you feel like crap. I mean, that's what Mandi said, she felt like crap. And so I think that it can make us feel selfish when we make our health a priority, but really it's the most unselfish thing that we can do, because that allows us to do the things that we are called to do. And, one of those things for me and for Mandi is being a mom and being a wife, and being business owners. And if we don't feel well, we can't give our best if we don't feel our best. So I would just encourage you that if you don't feel great, honestly, if you don't feel amazing in your health, then reach out to Mandi or myself. Mandi's in Canada, so if you're also in Canada, reach out to her. If you're in the US, reach out to me. Like, we are totally here to help you feel amazing, because it really is the greatest gift that you can give to your family. Because I think we forget a lot. Our kids are watching us. Our kids are learning from us. They're learning eating habits. They're learning how to manage stress. They're learning how we treat ourselves, right? They're learning all these things from us, and it's our job to show them that we're worth it and they're worth it, to make health a priority. So I hope you guys loved this today. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. If something really jumped out to you, I'd love to hear your comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys, and I'm so thankful that all the technology worked out today. You guys have a great day.